Welcome to Fantasy League Fridays on Super Brodowns with
Zach
and Caden
And Max.
And Cameron.
So today we are going to be doing a very interesting fight between
Cable.
and
Ironman Mark 50.
Mark 50
Mark
and
50.
Max and Cameron are going to be using those characters, fighting in an interesting location that Caden will be picking.
which I decided would be, I forget what it's called exactly, but the Shield airship.
Helicarrier. So the Helicarrier. Okay. So
Okay.
this fight will be in the Helicarrier. It will have 7 minutes to do their fight, then they'll have closing statements. If you want all the specific rules, you guys can check out the last video and also the draft video.
And just watch the last video because it's a good video.
Yeah,
And watch the next video because it'll be even better.
And make sure you guys also watch, if you guys really want some really hard facts about how the whole thing works, you guys can just watch the original Friday Night Fights that are pretty much the basis outline of this whole league.
Yeah.
But that's just how the fights go. That's not exactly the rules of the league. The rules of the league are pretty much just on the draft video. But without further ado, I will be fact checking and timer for this fight, and then Caden will be the judge.
So I'll be
and they will
listening
fight.
intently.
So, okay, you guys ready?
Yep.
Ready? Tell me when you're ready. 3, 2, ready.
Alright, so, my first argument is, Cable cannot mind read, but he can do this one thing. He can read anything cybernetic. He can read what your, what's her name? The voice inside the robot. Jarvis.
Oh, Friday.
Anything he's saying, he can read it.
Yeah, technically Friday is my
Yeah, Friday.
Oh, what?
Friday.
Friday.
Oh,
For Mark 50.
okay. Anything he's saying, donezo. I can read it, I can counter it, etc.
I mean, Iron Man can fly, so he can evade from whatever you're planning, and so he can probably get far enough away that you can't really read what he's thinking or what he is planning to do. And so, yeah.
I can also have telekinesis, meaning I can lift up any object for cover, etc. Especially in a helicarrier, I have telekinesis, meaning I can lift up any object that weighs a lot, use it as cover, etc.
I mean, Iron Man's suit can basically repair itself, so, and he can also add...
But not if I mess it up a lot, seeing how Cable does have this gigantic-ass gun shown in Deadpool 2, and the ability to lift objects I can throw at you, use as cover, etc., and the ability to read what your Jarvis is telling you.
Friday.
It's seen in Avengers... What?
It's Friday.
That's his name?
No, it's not Jarvis.
Well,
Jarvis
oh,
got
Jarvis was
he's
put
Vision.
into
Alright,
Vision.
alright. Friday, whatever his name is. Her name is. Alright, so seen in Avengers Infinity War, it is not able to, fix itself forever. It can,
in
break...
Infinity War, the suit in Infinity War. It can't fix itself?
Well, it can fix itself. Is seen when Thanos damaged the armor a bunch, eventually he had to put armor to certain areas. He had to repair areas and areas. So his mask was missing, but he had a arm gun thing.
I mean, when he was in the first fight of Infinity War, you saw he had those beams that popped out from his back, and he was easily able to blast that guy. I can't remember.
Colobsidian?
Colobsidian. And so, he's a really powerful dude. And with those beams, he was easily able to push him away. And so, what makes you think that he can't destroy a big gun?
Ooh, that's a hard counter. I mean, back to the thing. I mean, you have to stand still to do that. You can't just be zooming around and, that was a good noise. So you can't just be lasering me everywhere. I could read what it tells you. If you're gonna be activating so and so, read it. Any frequency, any robotic thing, I can read it, counter it, run, lift up an object, cover myself, etc.
Iron Man is a lot more witty than Cable. Like you've seen in Deadpool 2, he wasn't really witty against his attacking, other than time travel, which we agreed.
I could also do temporary mind control. That was an ability I had. If you check the website, I have temporary mind control. Easily, just mind control. I could also. Oh, what was it? All right, make your next argument.
I forgot. Okay, so Iron Man, he's a billionaire genius. He can do basically whatever he wants. He can make whatever he wants. So maybe he could just leave the battle, make whatever he needs to block out the mind control, and then come back.
So Cable's just gonna sit in a lawn chair and wait for you.
Yeah.
I can also, I'm which I'm
Talk about hand-to-hand combat.
Oh, hand-to-hand combat?
Mm.
Oh, well that's easy. Mind control, be able to read your frequencies. I'm pretty sure Cable's really skilled in that. Seeing how he was in the future in an X-Men war with his gigantic gun, your pulverizers, you have to do this. My gun just does this.
Yeah, but
Easily just destroys you in a close range anything.
I mean, Iron Man
With
can
such
easily just dodge things, and with Iron Man, it's a lot easier for him to aim. Like in Civil War,
Right.
he was able to like pinpoint where to shoot, even without the helmet. So even with his super awesome helmet, he's easily able to like predict moves.
So can I. If you're in the suit.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, but
I don't need a suit. If you're out of your suit, that's game. I can. So while you're in your suit, I'm predicting what you can do. Without your suit, you're just this witty millionaire, and you're inventing stuff.
yeah.
And then the thing is, inventing stuff. I'm not. Oh wait, I can't use that. Never mind. All right.
I mean, what makes you think that he's going to take off a suit that can repair itself?
It can't repair itself. Well, it can repair itself to an extent. It has durability. If
Yeah.
I just keep on weighing out durability. Also, another thing, close quarters battle, I can still lift objects with ease. You know. That
And
was
so
fun.
can
That
Iron
wasn't a
Man.
whip. That was just me lifting an object. Just letting you guys know.
Yeah, Iron Man can also lift some pretty awesome things. Like
But you have
he
to
took
physically do it.
he took the force of an entire moon.
But you have to physically do it. I can just use my mind, my hands, etc. And while you're physically doing that, bang. Or I can still mind control you. You don't have. If I'm mind controlling you, I can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna go invent something real quick while he's mind controlling me. I could easily just break your will.
But it's
Another
only
thing I have,
temporary.
I can break will. Will was a strong argument in the last video. It was what pushes you, etc. I could break that. That is one of my abilities. To break you mentally, control you, pick up objects, shoot you, etc. Oh, and I'm like really buff guy. And you're like,
Yeah.
skinny,
Okay.
skinny millionaire boy.
Well, so is Iron Man. He's pretty, you know. No. Also, you
50
know,
seconds.
your gun is really powerful, but also Iron Man took a freaking like fire and just blasted him, and he was able to take it perfectly fine.
Thanos took it.
Thanos, right?
Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean, how much have I taken? Cable is in the future fighting for X-Men for a better place, fighting against Sentinels. You know what Sentinels do? They've killed Genosha, a whole island of mutants. Cable has taken those things down with ease. You don't understand how... Taking these things down with ease. Cable is a masculine, telepathic reading, will controlling, mind controlling.
Yeah, but he did that
God.
with other people, did he not?
I mean,
Wow.
on some situations, Iron Man's done things with people, right?
Yeah, but typically he does it alone.
Wow.
So does Cable.
Dang. Those are some good. Those are interesting. That was interesting.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
There are a few things. First of all, I'm glad you corrected the whole nanotech thing because like it technically can't. Like he
Literally,
repairs
he
like
doesn't have infinite nanotechs that just go,
no,
yes.
no.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
infinite, so you're right. It can heal itself, but you're right. It's in
Yeah.
like, proportions. And then yep, that was the only thing that I was like, you know, interesting. The other thing is like now willpower is important to you. Thanks a lot, Max. Come on, man. But yeah, those are really good arguments from both of you guys, and I don't think you guys got. too
However,
much
I
back
would
from
like to
them.
hear some closing arguments.
Alright, so I'm gonna start with mine.
Okay.
Okay, dude. So, you need the suit to live. Cable is the suit. It's inside of him. He's basically half cybernetic and half human. Easily, he can take cover behind telepathic objects, which you physically pull up. You have to aim your lasers. Which robot, Friday I guess, shows you how to aim? I can read that! Cybernetics, man, I read it. I can control you, break your will to nothing. I could shoot you, etc. I mean, Cable's just like a counter for this guy. And then that's my reasoning.
Well, that's pretty good, folks. Yeah.
Everything you just named, it's only temporary. After all, well, except for Will, but I mean, Iron Man, he can, you know.
Sorry.
All right, so Iron Man, the beams, those obviously will overpower, you know, a time traveler, but you know, his tech is so advanced that he could easily, destroy, a puny little gun that is really
Hey.
powerful. I mean,
It's my gun.
yeah,
I mean, honestly, man, this is.
yeah, and with the fact that he can repair himself to an extent, that's obviously a major factor. And since he has flying, unlike Cable, he can easily evade from the situation.
I can lift myself and metal objects momentarily.
Closing statement. Your closing statement.
Alright. I mean, kidding.
Gosh, this is a lot harder to call. Guess I shouldn't take the judge for granted. So, excuse you.
I was gonna be like,
Do you not see this ring? It
Oh.
means nothing.
oh.
Anyway, so Max, I do want you to refresh me though, because I don't remember if you did. You only brought up the gun as his only weapon, correct?
I mean, his gun, his telepathic ability.
Well, I mean,
his
physically,
mind control.
his, like, other than the telepathic and, like, like mind reading, things like that, you only brought up that as his way of real offense, correct?
Killing you? Hand to hand. I mean, I told you about him being the future with hand-to-hand combat.
That's
And,
true, but
Now is
you
it-
have to think, that gun will be easily destroyed. And how is he going to actually get close to Iron Man? Like, when he's flying around.
You can't use your own.
I mean, yeah, but, like,
Yeah.
but that was one of the arguments. Like, he's flying around.
Mind
After that-
control, lifting myself with my telepathic ability,
That's true.
breaking his will, just being like, I want to kill myself now. Like, I mean, I think you're counter. And then reading
I
where
think.
he's
Well,
going
no,
is
okay,
also
okay,
nice.
okay. I think. Gosh, I'm sorry, but it's gotta go to Cable.
Yes! Dude,
Alright.
dude, that was actually such a sick fight, man.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm-
actually,
yeah.
I was like, in my head, I was like, Iron Man
Yes.
easy, and then I was like sweating in my boots for a second.
I was like, because it was back and forth in my mind, like, like, it all came down to the mind, like, manipulation. It's
I'm
like,
gonna go
what do
pee
you,
now, guys.
Definitely.
okay, Max is leaving, so for the rest of this video, he's gone.
What? No! Oh, yeah.
All right, so closing
Where's
Where's the restrooms?
that way.
That's the wall.
you leave the room.
Yeah.
Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed this fight. Iron Man is now gone from the competition, unfortunately. That way, Max. Unfortunately, that's it for Iron Man. We've lost 2 mainstream.
We have.
I know.
So anyway,
Easily. But there's sure to be more fights to come that are even better, even more fantastic. So we hope to see you guys in the comments later for those videos. And remember, we're going to keep a schedule of Friday Night Fight,
Monday Movie Madness.
of Monday Movie Madness, and Fantasy League Fridays. We'll see you next time, Nerdfolk.
Goodbye.